Hello and welcome back to the Cymru Nerd Cave, where I'm doing something a little bit different. As you can see, top down, hands on show. Ooh. Now if you've done the right thing and read the top of the video, then you will know exactly what we're doing. We're doing some Lego today, having a bit of a chat about Star Wars, because, well, I like me some Star Wars, as I'm sure everybody out there should know by now. So we're going to be having a look, if I can not knock the light there, at this little set that I bought the other day. The Sith Trooper from Rise of Skywalker, I guess. I mean, that's what the Sith Troopers are from, right? So you get like a land speeder, you get a Sith Trooper, a couple of jetpack guys, and an officer, I would think that probably with. Nothing really amazing on the box. It's your standard Star Wars Lego stuff with instructions plus, so if you Q scan that, yeah, brilliant, excellent stuff. And rather helpfully, they do have a thing so you can put the box open. And what do we have inside? Well, get rid of the box. Nice big bag of Lego, two big bags of Lego, and some instructions, and a baseboard. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off for the second, open all this up, back in a sec, we'll build some Lego, have a bit of a natter about Star Wars. See you in a bit. So here we go, all the bits have been debagged, and they're all looking nice and shiny and gleamy, especially these Sith Trooper helmets. Look at that. Very shiny, gleamy. I'm liking it. So I guess the first lot are all supposed to be shiny, new, gleamy, that kind of thing. If you're anything like me, you'll want to make the little guys first. Very simple as always. It's just putting together these guys. But you got to look, because some of them, well, a couple of them actually are jet troopers. So while I'm building this, let's talk some Star Wars, shall we? Let's talk about what the state of the fandom is right now. Now, I realise that is a bit of a thorny subject for many people, because it's a bit weird out there at the moment. It's a bit odd out there at the moment, because people are, I don't want to say the word entitled, but they are a little bit entitled, aren't they? They're a bit, this isn't what I call Star Wars, therefore it's not Star Wars. And I don't like this particular version of Star Wars, it's not my Star Wars. And yeah, alright, it sounds a lot like the It's My Doctor lot over at Doctor Who. And I would be lying if I said there wasn't any crossover, because there definitely is. And it's a bit sad. I find it a little bit sad that people are like this, because Star Wars is whatever they say it is. If Disney say Star Wars is something, then it's that. I mean, I know we grew up, a lot of us, with the old canon, and it was important to us in many different ways, and it kept the series going, kept the franchise going. But at the end of the day, if Disney want to buy it for $2 billion and then change a few things and say, well, this is it now, then you just roll with it, innit? It's not like they wiped it out completely. They just call it Legends instead of canon. What are you supposed to do? I personally, and don't get me wrong, this is not just one side of this I have a bit of a problem with. It's never been a better time to be a Star Wars fan, I don't think. Just like, as my friend Dave was saying in his video, which is kind of a reaction, this video is kind of a reaction to that. Because he was saying that he's been away from the Transformers fandom for a little while, for many different reasons, and he's come back, and basically in the Transformers fandom, it's never been a better time to be a Transformers fan. You have everything you've ever wanted. There we are, that's a bit I was looking for. You have everything you ever wanted as a Transformers fan at the moment, and yet some people are still moaning and saying, oh, it's not for me. It sounds entitled, and it sounds entitled because it is entitled. Which way does that go? Not that way. Oh, I see. There we go. So that's his, one of their little guns. Yeah, it sounds entitled because it kind of is entitled that, oh, I don't like the way the Transformers are at the moment. And it's the same with some Star Wars fans where they're going, I can't believe Kathleen Kennedy's in charge. And it's like, well, I have no problem with her. She's making some good stuff at the moment. And if anybody goes to me, oh, what, you think The Rise of Skywalker was good? Yeah, sorry, I do. I enjoyed it. And, you know, it wasn't perfect. No film's perfect. If you think a film's perfect, then you're extremely easily pleased. And I am extremely easily pleased. But still, I really do feel that there's never been a better time to be a Star Wars fan. Especially with things like The Mandalorian on the go as well. And you've got all the other Star Wars series that you're going to get. And yet it's still not pleasing some people. And they still are parroting and crowing now about Kathleen Kennedy needs to be gone. Well, that's nice. And I'm sure all your little conspiracy theories that you're putting out from your basement, I'm sure they all make sense to you. But number one, there are bigger things afoot in the world right now than getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy out of Lucasfilm. And number two, she's making Disney a heck of a lot of money. So, and that leads me to the other thing. Because, oh yeah, she's making a lot of money, but integrity of the franchise has been lost. There never was integrity of Star Wars. You've seen the holiday special, right? You've seen the Ewoks cartoon. Now, I love the Ewoks cartoon, but yeah, there's no integrity to that. It's just a silly kids cartoon. We have completed minifigures. Look, Sith jet jumper. I really like that Sith jet trooper. I really like the red. I just like stormtroopers in red. Look at that. Isn't it cool? Shiny. Like I said, very, very shiny. And there's your normal box standard Sith trooper. I do like these guns. I like the fact that they're kind of spring-loaded, but not easily got rid of. Like, you know, they won't shoot across the room. They're not on a hair trigger. Whoops, he says, dropping it. They're not on a hair trigger like some Transformers toys are. Or like, if you're a kid and you remember the original Boba Fett toy with the hair trigger spring on his back for his jetpack. Anyway, lovely things. Let me move them out of the way though, because they're not part of the main kit and caboodle. Yeah, where was I? Integrity of the franchise. I don't know what that means. I'll be honest. I haven't got a clue what that means. Because I grew up in a time of lots and lots of cartoons of Star Wars. Like droids and Ewoks. Let me tell you, droids was great. I enjoyed droids a lot. Never saw the holiday special. Never saw it. Because we lived in the UK and the UK never got a sniff of it. It was one of those things that you heard about when you first went on the internet. And they're like, did this actually happen? That sounds cool. And then you realise, oh, it's not cool. Not cool at all, in fact. It's the opposite of cool. Now, in my later years, I have now since revised that and said, do you know what? It's not that bad. Is it great? No, it's not great. It's not brilliant. But it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I have seen worse things in my life. And you have to understand the context of this thing. Is that it wasn't George Lucas's ultimate vision for Star Wars. It's some television executive in the late 70s going, do you know what we like? Variety shows. And yes, they're on their way out now. They're lame even by our standards. But at the end of the day, I think this could work. And they went in there with the best of intentions and blah, blah, blah. And we've heard it all before. We know what's going on with the holiday special these days. And let me tell you, that Boba Fett cartoon is still not the great. The best part of it is obviously B. Arthur. And I will stand on that hill. I will die on that hill till the day that God decides to take me for Jesus wants me for a moonbeam. Then I will say the B. Arthur bit is the best bit. And it actually packs an emotional punch. There we go. There's a hill to die on. There we go. So the base. This is the back of the speeder, isn't it? There you go. So yeah, it's a holiday special it is what it is at the end of the day. But it's also a good marker of there is no such thing as the integrity of the franchise. It's just a thing that George Lucas made up. because he was a science fiction kid and wanted to make Flash Gordon and couldn't make Flash Gordon. So please can it with that, because it doesn't work. It makes you sound silly. I don't like it. And I'm sure there are people out there who are going, oh, he's not a real Star Wars fan. He doesn't care about he doesn't care about the integrity of the franchise. He doesn't care about what the damage that Disney are doing to it. They're not doing any damage to it. It's never been healthier. God's sakes, I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s when Return of the Jedi ended, those credits ended, and that was it. That was your lot for Star Wars. There was no more Star Wars. And you have to understand that I grew up in the 90s knowing there was no more Star Wars. So when they put those reissues out, and George Lucas said, oh, well, actually, I think I'll make them look how I wanted them to look. And they didn't look great. I've watched them recently again, the updated versions that he did. And, yeah. I mean, they're dated. They're horribly dated. The CGI is not the best. And, you know, it could have been done so much better, and it needs to be done again, quite frankly. I really do think I mean, I don't think they're allowed to. I think Lucas had it written into his brand new thing with Disney just before he sold it, that they could, I mean, I could be wrong, but it certainly sounds like something he'd do. Look at McClunky. I think that's hilarious. So for those who don't know, in the Disney version, in the Disney Plus version that you will see, and we saw this the other night, the last word that Greedo says before he is shot is McClunky, and according to some, that was a clause that George Lucas had written into the contract before he signed Star Wars away to Disney. And I really want to believe it, and I really want to think that that is absolutely God's honest truth, that is what happened, that George Lucas, he sat there and he's going, do you know what, I will do it, but you got to make Greedo say McClunky, because it's ridiculous. There we are, starting to take shape, but it is ridiculous. Poor Greedo. I mean, they just keep crapping on him from a great height, right? But again, it just highlights no integrity of the franchise. So making characters do things you don't want them to do, it's fine. And I admit, some of the characters in the new trilogy did get a bit of, you know, they did get short shrift, really. Rose Tico did. Absolutely she did, because she didn't fit in with what they wanted the story to be at the end of the day. It's definitely a Rian Johnson character that had a lot of potential and just wasn't treated maybe in the way that they should have been. But that happens to a lot of Star Wars characters, you know? It happened to be Arthur's character at the end of the day. All these Star Wars characters that have a great potential that it gets wasted. But the heartening thing is that you can always go back. You can always go back and you can do other things with those characters. I'm sure there are stories that are being written about her. You know, Rose Tico, Space Mechanic, because that's basically what she was. I think that would be a series I would probably go listen to. So if somebody wanted to make something like that, go right ahead. Next page, we are on there. There we are. So we need one of these. Oh, is that it? That is it, and that goes on the back. Right here. So yeah, there are characters. I think Finn got treated a bit poorly in the final cut of the film. I think really he should have had a bit more time to be a force wielder, be a Jedi almost. Or at least have the training. And the thing is, they do kind of do that in the Lego Holiday Special, which I'm guessing isn't canon. But hey, it's Star Wars. You can make your own canon. That's the good thing about Star Wars. And I think one day in the far future, if they do revisit these characters, I think Finn will definitely be that Jedi that he maybe should be. But, you know, I agree with some fans on that one. I agree with John Boyega on that one. Maybe it should have gone a different way for Finn. But, you know, at the end of the day, it didn't. And really, there's no use moaning about that. Oh, I am missing a bit here. I am missing a bit. 2 seconds. Oh, wouldn't you know it? We've got that bit. Is it hiding under here? Am I being idiotic and just missing out a bit? I don't think I am. I think I'm missing a bit here. That's a shame, considering this is the first Lego one that I've done. But this bit here seems to be gone. Oh well, we shall persevere. That's not a problem. So we've got this bit here. I'll probably find it in a minute. I'm probably just missing it in my head. Not gone under here, is it? No, not gone under here. Oh well, that's the. Do you know what? I've never had that happen to me ever before with Lego. I'm just checking again. It's not hiding under anything. No, I don't think so. Oh well, never mind. Crack on. So yeah, we're missing the blue bit there, but still never mind. So we got that bit, and that goes there. So yeah, Finn could have been used better. Poe maybe could have been used a little bit better. I think they leave themselves open to this when they make the only Latino coded character. When they make him a spice dealer. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. Maybe not the greatest thing that they ever did in their lives. But hey ho, done now. I guess you got to deal with these things as they come. It could have been worse, I guess. The only thing I think they chickened out on that they should maybe have done something with was the Finn-Poe relationship. I think perhaps they should have pulled the trigger on that one. They were never going to. Although they did have the lesbian kiss, didn't they? With the pilot and the engineer, or the general that she was. I always forget what character she's meant to be, because pretty inconsequential at the end of the day. You know, which again, I guess, you know, you could rail criticism at them for, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. I think that people maybe read too much into these things and create a nice little headcanon. And at the end of the day, it's what you think. It matters the most, and yet doesn't matter at all. Because obviously it's important that you have headcanon. It's important that you can reconcile things in your head. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if these things don't come to pass. You've just got to... I don't want to say grow up, because that's not what I mean. But kind of, yeah, grow up. Because it's not what you think that counts. Nice little boost to that. It's not what you think that counts. It's what the writers think that counts. And the writers obviously didn't think like you do. I don't know why I've got those bits. They wanted to go in a different direction. And maybe it was safe. Maybe it was a direction you didn't personally agree with. And you can say that. The thing is, you can say that about two sets of the films. Because you can totally say that about Rise of Skywalker, and you can say it about Last Jedi. I liked both of them. And I know that people didn't. And I'm sorry about that. But I liked them. Maybe I'm just easier to please. Maybe I'm a bit thick. That's probably it, isn't it? I'm probably a bit thick. That bit goes in there as well. And there we are. It's coming along. It's a shame about that bit. I'm sure it'll turn up. Oh, it wasn't there at all, ever. And I've just been... I need to be calling up Lego. End of the day, doesn't matter. So that's that bit done and sorted. Now we need one of these. Two of these bits. And one of these. That bit goes on there. Well, what did you guys think of Rise of Skywalker? I am aware that I kind of eviscerated what you think, but at the end of the day, I don't mind what you think. I think some people, they get too worked up about it and too entrenched in their ideas of what it's going to be, and then I get to have to read tweets all the time about people getting really angry about it. And at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter what I think. There we are, that's nice. Oh, and yet one of their guns. I guess the officers. You know, I am interested genuinely to hear what people think about fandom in general, you know, and Star Wars fandom in particular. Because it is a bit weird sometimes what people have to go through, and it is a bit weird about what people think. And I know people felt shortchanged on both of them. There you go, okay. We are left with bits. We're left with a lot of bits there, actually. I'm not entirely sure what they're for. But you can see all the bits on the right there. I guess you're able to make your own thing. Let's have a look, see what we can do. Whoops. Maybe these are bits of droids and stuff. I'm interested to know why they've included that bit. Can you see that? Let us see if we can. It's not for the back of these, is it? Oh, it could be. Hang on. Yeah, it is. Look, there you go. I'm not sure which way that goes up. Oh, that way. The other way. Look, I'm in a dickhead. No, I can't get it off. Nope, that's not coming out. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, I thought I had it. Oh, I have some tweezers around here somewhere as well. Hang on. Here we are. Oh, this is all going swimmingly well, isn't it? This is all going swimmingly well. Now I'm wrecking the toy now. Nah, there you go. Oh! Awesome. There you go. That's what he's supposed to look like. Hang on. Let's get the other jet trooper. Luckily, now then, at the top right. There we are. So that's what they look like. Oh, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. I suppose you put these dots here, can't you? Put them there. See? If you have lemons, you make lemonade. And you cover those in there, and then that doesn't look too out of place, does it? It looks alright. It's only a silly little land speeder anyway. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. And then these bits are just superfluous. There you go. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I think it'll look cool. Put these bits here. Because it always looks good with a few lights on it, doesn't it? And then on the back there, yeah, you can never have too many lights. There you are, it just fills it out a bit. It breaks up the grey and blue a little bit. It's a natty enough little speeder, isn't it? So obviously the jet troopers are following on behind. What you need, because it's effectively a staff car, is this? I'm guessing. Put that guy in there. Put that guy in there. He's driving or whatever. Put his. Oops. There you go. So the Sith trooper can ride up front like that there. So you got the Sith trooper there. Maybe you get a Kylo Ren figure. I don't have a Kylo Ren, but and he can be flying along like so. But yeah, honestly, I know I've ripped into people a little bit for being entitled, and I guess I'm as entitled as anyone, because there are certain Star Wars things that I like that I know people won't like. But I am interested to hear what you've got to say, and I am interested to do more Star Wars videos, make more Star Wars Lego when I can get hold of it. But please do tell me what you think. That's it for now. I shall be back with another video very, very soon. But in the meantime, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye for now.